Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought me some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow.
Today we're gonna be turning a piece of shit, a absolute piece of shit right here in front of me, into something that looks very similar to this. This was a customer build. We're not doing it exactly like this, but the idea is we're turning this $700 chassis that I bought on Facebook Marketplace just 2 days ago. I woke up, I got a text message from my friend. I clicked the little bubble, it was a Facebook ad, 700 bucks, 25 minutes away. I wasted no time. The first thing I did, instantly shot to the dudes, or actually I had them meet at my powder coat shop. Got this, brought it back to the shop. Today we're taking it apart to make it look, like I said, something like this in the matter of a week and a half time span. This is actually a 2001. It didn't come with a title, but I'm gonna get a title. It has a clean, visible VIN. We're gonna make it look like a 2009 because I did one of those in the past, and it was like when we first started Bonzi Garage. Now when I look at it, it's like kind of mediocre. Obviously, every build I get better and better and better, and I'm no professional at this shit by any means. I learn new things every day. We're gonna bust this down today, take everything that needs to be zinc coated to zinc first thing tomorrow morning, and then everything will be at powder coat later today. We're gonna go with silver, just like this, because the 2009, for the most part, the whole chassis is silver. The suspension, the coils will be red, the wheels will be black. Obviously, we don't have wheels. We gotta buy a lot of parts, but we're gonna try and reuse everything on this chassis. And you would never know, if you didn't watch this video, you would never know that this is gonna look like this, or this, sort of say, was this at one point. Most people that are watching this right now would be like, dude, you paid 700 bucks for that, you're out of your fucking mind. But for the video's sake, you guys will see. It's like when Brian was bringing Dom that 10-second car.
What the hell is this? What do you got there?
This is your car.
My car?
You could push this across the finish line or tow it.
Pop the hood.
Pop the hood?
Pop the hood.
We're gonna bust it down right now and get started. Oh man, that's a good sign right there. First bolt taken out. First bolt taken out. Look at that fucking thing. Minimal rust.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening, a beautiful sight.
When I seen this, and I seen how like this fucking dinosaur looking this thing really is, I can't wait. I can't wait till you guys see the transformation. I'm gonna do one at a time to show you how we make something like this.
We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland.
Look at that, still with the original bar pad. You know how much this original bar pad costs? Bread. Does they look bent? We won't use them for this build specifically, but we're definitely gonna get them powder coated. This is fucking disgusting right here. Whoa. Whoa. There is a critter in there, bro. Crazy looking spider. We need this motherfucker out, bro. I don't want him making a new home over here. Charge him, right? I'm gonna go like this and just fucking crunch him.
He's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's loyal nice.
Bro. That's a first right there. That one definitely ain't gonna be easy. Yeah, broke the tool.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping.
Very rare piece right here. One thing I definitely struggle with when taking, you know, these rusted bikes apart is the swing arm and the upper A-arm bolts. Sometimes they get seized in that collar and it's fucking game over. Luckily that one came out pretty easy.
He knows if you've been bad or good, you better be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better not try, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Ho, 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 ho. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. You better be good for goodness sake. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why.
This Banshee came apart a lot easier than I thought it would. Off rip, I think I snapped like 2 bolts, but luckily we were able to get those out. The bolts that I snapped didn't really matter because I have tons of them anyways. To my expectations, the carrier is seized, so we're gonna have to press the axle out. I don't wanna risk, mushrooming the end of the axle. It's not gonna come out. Even with the heat, I could take a fucking sledgehammer to it. Still wouldn't come out. This is like a common thing with Banshees, and honestly, like, I've had Banshees come in that were so crispy and the shit was seized, and then I've had bikes that look very similar to this one and everything came apart so smooth. You never know what the you're gonna get. And like I said before, it could be really good or really bad. So what happens now is everything that you're seeing here is gonna go to powder coat. We're doing alien silver for the entire bike. The suspension I have to disassemble so I can then powder coat that. All the aluminum parts are gonna get vapor honed, and that transformation is gonna be great because there's moss grown all over the calipers, the front hubs, the dog bone, rear master cylinder, so on and so forth. But we're gonna go to my friend Petey's shop so that way we can get this axle pressed out, and then he'll also tack on the Bonzi garage plates that go onto the swing arm. Thank God there are no strip threads or anything. I can literally drop this thing off at powder coat. I'm really trying to waste no time. We're gonna go to a drift event this upcoming weekend. So as soon as we get back next Monday, I will drop all the parts off for zinc coating. There were some things that were a little rotted and I don't know if they'll be usable, like part of this front hub guard. You can see down here, it's a little bit tweaked, definitely very tweaked, but it's rotted. So when they drop this in the acid, it might fucking just disintegrate here as a whole, but I have tons of this stuff laying around. What I would really like to do is reuse as much as I possibly can, that we're taking apart here. Everything that's getting powder coated will be reused, but some of the hardware, if it's like super, super rusted, the finish might come out really bad because if you have a smooth finish, it's gonna come out shiny, but some of this stuff is pitted pretty bad. As you've seen the Banshee, it was sitting outside for God knows how long. Right now what we're doing is we're at Petey's shop and he's gonna tack a couple of welds on these Bonzi garage plates. Every single bike that I build, that plate has to be on it. Before every build, come to Petey, have the plates welded on, and if anything is f***ed up on the chassis, whether the rear of the frame is bent up,
the heel guard bolts,
everything that you could possibly imagine.
The gas tank doesn't fit in correctly.
Luckily with this chassis, for the most part, everything was pretty good. The only thing that we're gonna have to do is press this axle out because it's seized in the collar inside of the carrier, which is like a common thing with the Banshees. That's why when I reassemble these, when I'm doing these restorations, I just like to load it up with a ton of grease. The last thing I want is something like this happening to somebody in the future when, let's say, they want to upgrade the axle or they bend the axle and they need to replace it.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, is that gonna slide out?
This staying. The only thing that's moving is the axle. You feel me?
Oh, I feel it.
God, I need to get myself a press ASAP. I need a press and I need a fucking tire machine ASAP. Probably moved a little bit, bro. Before we fucking yank this thing out, this is what you guys need to understand. When you're trying to sell me your Banshee, this is the bullshit that you got. We gotta fucking press this garbage out. Slowly, it's about to pop out. There you go. She still don't want to go through? Yeah, she's coming out. And there you have it. The fucking axle is completely disassembled. As soon as I get back from this little trip that we're going on, I'm buying myself a nice 50-ton press and then a tire machine. We're good now. So yesterday after I dropped off the chassis for powder coat, I came back to the shop and kind of just started picking off the shelves, going through shit, trying to just piece together a motor, because as you guys seen, this chassis did not come with a motor. I had a set of cases that were laying around, vapor honed those. I had a set of cylinders that were just freshly powder coated and bored and honed. These are a 65-25, and we'll be using Wiseco forged pistons. Got a brand new hot rod, stock stroke crank, cylinder head that I had laying around that was freshly powder coated, OEM stator. We're gonna be running a brand new OEM flywheel, and then this right here in this like tray is a whole bottom end. So while we're waiting for everything at powder coat and zinc, we're gonna go ahead and start assembling the motor. That way, in just a couple of days towards the end of the week, once we get all that stuff back, this will be ready to go, and we can start assembling the chassis and then throw the motor right into it.
Well, the outside is frightful. Fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping. Not long, soon calling for pop. Lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. All the way home I'll be wrong. Fire is slowly dying. Dear, we're still goodbye.
So we got the bottom end and the top end all assembled. We have the pressure tester connected with 6 pounds of pressure. We got the timer going. In 6 minutes, it shouldn't drop more than 1 PSI. We already had a little bit of a leak, so this is now like the second time testing it. The leak was just where it connects from the tester to the intake boot itself. Sometimes it'll leak like right around the PVC mount where you know, it goes into the boot. So just have soap and water around, because if you do see the pressure dropping, this is where it's gonna help you pinpoint that leak. It'll start bubbling. So the first thing I always go for is the tester and around the intake itself, and then the crossover tube. That's like where it loves to leak the most. So we're already a minute in. I'm pretty confident this thing ain't going nowhere. So in 6 minutes, if all is good, we'll continue and finish up this motor.
We're rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. A mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. We're rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. We're rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way.
Ready to go. So once we get the chassis back from powder coat, this is done and we're one step ahead. Now what we need to do, disassemble the calipers, vapor hone those, and vapor hone any other parts that we're gonna be using on this machine.
Well, way up north where the air gets cold, there's the tale about...
Just to get 2 bolts out of the caliper was an absolute fucking disaster. That was probably the worst thing about disassembling this Banshee, is these 2 pins that hold the brake pads in on the front caliper were just seized. Not even on the threaded part, but the opposite side in which the pin just sits. It's like fucking Christmas with the fire pit and the ambers going, except it's fucking spiders and eggs.
And he spends the whole year working out in his sled. It's the blue.
Normally you're supposed to just fucking blow these out with some air pressure, but there ain't no fucking shot that this one's gonna come out flying. That bitch was in there. That's one down, and that was probably the most difficult caliper I've ever had to take off. All right, so what I have in front of me is somewhat of like an example of what we're doing. I just grabbed this caliper off another build. We're turning that into this. These are the calipers that came off the machine. They're it's still hot. Really hard to disassemble. Everything was just seized together. Honestly, I've never had calipers that were that difficult to take apart, but we got them all stripped, bare bones. I just got to take the seals out, which are now fucking burnt. But anyways, turning all these crusty, corroded parts into brand new calipers, just like that. Most people probably would have gave up on those because it wouldn't have came out with an air compressor. I really had to heat this thing up and then just like pry it out with a plier. Yeah, we're gonna throw them in the vapor home. Take a good look at those calipers. In just 5 minutes, they're gonna look brand new, just like this.
She's candy apple red with the ski for a wheel. And was that a hit the gas mask? Watch her feel. It's the little Saint Nick. Little Saint Nick. It's the little Saint Nick. Little Saint Nick. Run, run, reindeer. Run, run, reindeer.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we got fresh calipers, crispy. You would never even know they came off that ATV. We want to do that to the rear caliper as well. This one's going to take a little bit more to vapor hone just because it's painted, but we're going to bring it back to the aluminum finish just like that. And then a couple other things that I like to vapor hone: the guide for the skid plate and then the guide for the chain. Obviously the dog bone as well. So all of these things will vapor hone right now and they're going to come out really, really nice.
Well, they call me back though, Santa.
So over the past couple of days, I dived in, right? I bought the chassis for $700 and we're already at 10,000. And that was very, very quick. So here are some parts in front of me. Might not look like much, and there's a ton of stuff being delivered over the next couple of days. So that being said, make my life a little bit easier. Like I love to say is like just pre-assembling stuff. That way I don't have to do it once I have the chassis. It just speeds up the process that much more. We got some handlebars. We got some grips somewhere. We got the original clutch perch. I actually vapor honed this on my own. The fucking adjustment rusted off and then the screw was halfway stuck in there. So I extracted it. I had to cut it so that way it would loosen all the tension. Punched that shit out, vapor honed it, got a new lever on there, and voila, looks brand new. Sick. I'm gonna put that on there. Now that I realize it, I think that mount, this mounting point right here is that powder coat. We can put the radiator grommets in. I'm gonna do that. Front bumper, off rip. I'm gonna do that right here. Throw these brand new dampers on there. Crispy. We got our OEM air filter. Still don't have the box. That's another part that I gotta buy. Got a brand new housing, brand new backing plate, brand new filter, which is across the map. So
I said they call me backdoor Santa. Make my runs about the break of day. I make all the ladies happy while the men are out at play. I ain't like old Saint Nick. He don't come but once a year. I said I ain't like old Saint Nick. He don't come but once a year. But I'll come running with my presents every time you call me dear. I keep some change in my pocket in case the children are at home. I give them a
So it's been about a week since I dropped off everything to zinc and powder coat. I got all that stuff back. This cart is pretty much organized from the front of the ATV to the rear of the ATV. Everything came out amazing. Everything that is on this cart besides one thing is originally from this chassis. All the hardware is OEM. Everything is from that rusted, corroded piece of shit. We made it look brand new. This is the sprocket hub. Came out fucking awesome. This thing looked like absolute dog shit, and now it looks brand new. I just geek out over this shit. It's so cool seeing it come back to life. So I can't wait to get this chassis back from powder coat later today so we can start assembling this thing tomorrow. However, we're gonna continue rolling with pre-assembling stuff. That way it makes the process easier and we could probably get this whole thing finished tomorrow. I don't know about running, but definitely the chassis has a roller with wheels on it and tires, brakes bled, so on and so forth. And now we're gonna make it just like that 08 that you've seen in the beginning of the video. However, we're gonna make it an 09. I also got in a bunch of parts that I didn't have the other day when we started pre-assembling, you know, those parts. We're gonna continue doing that. That way we speed up the process for tomorrow once we start assembling the whole page.
Out of all the reindeers, you know you're the mastermind. Run, run, Rudolph. Randolph ain't too far behind. Run, run, Rudolph. Santa's gotta make it to town. Santa, make him hurry. Tell him he can take the freeway down. Run, run, Rudolph, 'cause I'm reeling
have the chassis back from powder coat. What a fucking transformation. It came out awesome, as well as the rest of the powder coat parts. I almost powder coated the carrier silver, and then I went back to a 2009 and I realized that it's actually black. So pretty much the entire Banshee is silver, a couple little black parts like the rims and the rear carrier, and then the coils will be red. What I'm gonna start off by doing, I'm just gonna go around to every single thread and just tap it. That way it's just clear threads, you know, avoiding any possible setbacks. Well, I said it in a previous video. I don't know exactly the tap sizes, but yeah, M508, M610, M8125, I believe it's an M10125.
The mood is right, the spirit's up. We're here tonight, and that's enough. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Check that shit out. So this right here is the reason why you want to run through every single thread, especially with something like this. Even if we didn't powder coat the chassis, it definitely needed a tap. It's been sitting outside, it's been rusted. This was the rear grab bar mount. So much shit caked up in there. You see all the rust coming off. We're almost done tapping. It's a very tedious process, but it'll save you time if you were to end up snapping a bolt. You could avoid having to deal with all that bullshit.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The party's on, the feeling's here. That only comes this time of year. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The choir of children sing their song. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, we're simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The word is out about the town to lift a glass. Oh, don't look down. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The choir of children sing their song. They practiced all year long. Ding dong, 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 dong, dong. The party's on, the spirit's up. We're here tonight, and that's enough. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. We're simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Yesterday we got pretty far with the 2009 build. This is all in like 7-8 hours worth of work. We got the motor inside of the chassis. The chassis is almost a roller. The suspension I had cleaned up, and then I had the coils powder coated. I'm not actually using the suspension from this chassis itself. It was really, really shot. So the rear one I had disassembled, and that'll get rebuilt for a future full restoration. The front, it only had one side, I think the right side, and it was super, super rusty. However, I did have some other suspension laying around that was pretty clean. So all OEM suspension was clean enough to reuse. Normally I'll just buy brand new front ones and I'll rebuild the rear, but these were clean enough to where I can literally put brand new coil on it and it looks super crispy. So those we'll have later today. At this point, what I need to do, put on a rear master cylinder, in which I just vapor honed, just completely rebuilt this. This was a good functionable master cylinder, but I wanted to clean it up. So I just took it apart, vapor honed it, got some freshly zinced hardware as well. So we're gonna put this on, bleed the rear brake system, because we weren't able to do that yesterday. Main parts that I need for this Banshee that I do not have, in which I ordered, but they're not gonna arrive in time because of the holidays, so now I gotta go and buy double of that elsewhere, is a complete airbox, a CDI, and some little hardware for the headlights. So I ordered everything brand new, but it's not arriving. So now I gotta go buy it used, clean used, so that way we can get this thing all together within like the next day and a half and shoot all photos of everything. So it's like very, very little time, trying to get this out just before the holidays, and we're running out of time. But we're gonna get it done. So what we're gonna do, continue where we left off and try and get this thing running within the next couple hours.
Let's have a rock and roll Christmas just like we used to do. Yeah, rock and roll Christmas and I'll meet you by the mistletoe. We'll rock around the tree, go Santa, go, go, go. I want a Chuck Berry record and a picture of Elvis too. A pair of ice skates for my date with Peggy Sue. Yeah, and a phonograph player so I can rock and roll with you. Let's have a rock and roll Christmas just like we used to know. A rock and roll Christmas and I'll meet you by the mistletoe. We'll rock around the tree. Go Santa, go, go, go. Go Santa.
It's been a long time, but for this Banshee, we're gonna be using a brand new DMC 998 exhaust system.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know.
God, it's so nice when the fucking gas tank sits like how it's supposed to. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worrisome because I know earlier in this video I told you guys that there was nothing really wrong with this chassis. But one thing I never checked, the gas tank is sitting where it's supposed to be to make sure that this like steering stem brace, sort of say, wasn't tweaked. Kind of just guessed that off my eye, and then looking at like the plastic mounts, it looked okay. Thankfully it is okay.
Ho, ho, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you.
One thing I'm gonna say off rip, and I've noticed this on multiple bikes and know that other people have this same exact issue. When you install the DMC exhaust, the silencer is just never level. It's a little tweaked. This is probably like the 6, 7 exhaust system that I've used on a build. The 998 is just always a little crooked. Underneath the tail light, it's just a little bit wonky. Nothing crazy, but it is kind of annoying. We're using the best shit. Get yourself some clots. I like to run the Super Technoplate or the Banal, mainly the Super Technoplate. This shit is really good, smells amazing, and we use it in every single bike. I have 9 ounces in here. I'm gonna pour it into the tank, and I'm actually gonna take the tank off and go to the gas station because I have a VP jug right there, and I can't remember if it's for my drift car or for the ATVs. I don't wanna risk just putting straight 93 into the ATV. That being said, go take this tank to the gas station and get some fresh gas. Let's start it off for the first time. Turn this f***ing fuel on. No leaky petcock, which is always a plus. Oh, she wants to go. Something with this like left carb. This left carb just loves to dump fuel. I have no idea why.
Holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear,
I'm not right. So we're having bad luck with the carbs that are on this bike right now. I have another bike that's about to leave. Someone just bought for me a 2006 50th anniversary. Right after I'm done reassembling those carbs for that bike, I'm gonna put them on this really quick and just make sure that that's what the problem is. These carbs specifically that are on this bike, they're laying around for a reason. I've had nothing but bad luck with them. And I've rebuilt them multiple times. I don't know what the problem is. I'm gonna put a pause on this for today. We'll restart again tomorrow, but hopefully I'll have the answer by the time that we start working on this bike again. We got the suspension back. We could finally get the bike on the ground. This is a original suspension. I did not rebuild it. Normally we rebuild them, but I had this laying around, so I figured why not use it. It's still super, super clean. Put a new clip on the bottom that's freshly zinced. New coil, just new collars on the top and the bottom. So we're gonna put this on.
Just see those sleigh bells jingling, ring, tingle-tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Fortunately, yesterday we had a little bit of an issue with these carbs that I had laying around the shop. Come to find out, there's a reason why they're laying around. They don't just look good sitting there for no reason, because they don't fucking work. So we're gonna rebuild this other set that I have right here in a box, which I bought them completely disassembled. We're gonna have to drill these out. They're stock with no Tours Eliminator on them. They're already taken apart, so it makes my life a little bit easier.
Snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
restart. We got the new carbs on the ATV. They're freshly rebuilt. I bought these completely disassembled, so vapor hone them, put a bunch of new internals in them, slap them together. The first thing, I want to just make sure that we are good. All the way in. Now we got to tweak it a little bit, but off rip, first start, already 100 times better. Yesterday when we started it for the first time, you heard it just didn't sound right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm syncing the idle. I'm gonna set it at a 6 on both sides. It sounds pretty good right there. Just tighten up these idle screws and then double check again. Sometimes it can be really annoying tightening the left one. The wrench is so close to the cylinder, you gotta just get in there.
Together like two birds off a feather would be. Let's take the road before us and sing a chorus or two.
Sound healthy. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put all the overflow hoses, and then I'm just gonna organize the wire harness with the overflow from the coolant reservoir. Just clean up everything going through the middle of the bike. I'm gonna pop the gas tank off. Then we can honestly just start putting all the plastics on, and we can go and test ride it for the first
The
time.
holiday season and Santa Claus is coming round. The Christmas snow is white on the ground. When old Santa gets into town, he'll be coming down the chimney down. He'll be coming down the chimney down. It's the holiday season and Santa Claus has got a toy for every good girl and good little boy. Santa's a great big bundle of joy when he's coming down the chimney down. When he's coming down the chimney down. He'll have a big fat pack upon his back and lots of goodies for you and for me. So leave a peppermint stick for old Saint Nick.
So some of the red parts are pretty hard to get. Might even be discontinued. So we got an OEM white front fender and an OEM rad cover. The gas tank cover and the rear plastic is Vito's.
The holiday season. The holiday season. So whoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock. Don't forget to hang up your sock, 'cause just exactly at 12 o'clock he'll be coming down.
Santa hopes you guys had a Merry Christmas. It's about a week later and it's the day after Christmas. We weren't able to ride the ATV for a couple of days because we had a snowstorm. Everything was covered and then the rain finally came and washed it all away. The ATV came out awesome. We ended up doing a giveaway with it because I posted it on Instagram hoping that somebody would buy it right before the holidays, but a lot of people just wasting time. So we ended up doing a giveaway with it in which we're gonna draw later today. Came out awesome. It's fucking freezing cold right now, like literally 20 degrees. My hands are frozen and I haven't done anything. We're gonna do a couple little rips up and down. There's security on the airstrip that we normally ride. I thought he was a cop, but it's more or less like a mall cop, and he was not having it. Even with the Santa suit on, he was like, nah, dude, unfortunately, like, you gotta be on the street. I can't have you on here. It's private property. That's all he kept saying. Private property, whatever. I don't want any problems. So she runs really good. However, we did come here last week, later in the day, trying to film like a donut clip around a Christmas tree. And I will say that it took a little bit for the ATV to find the idle. So I think I'm gonna bump up the pilot jet from a 27.5 to a 30. DMC normally recommends like a 30, but I run the 27.5 because I feel that I have the most success with that, you know, pilot jet. But she sounds really good. She's cold. Like right there, it found the idle pretty good, but the other day when we were riding it, it took a little bit for the fucking idle to drop where it's supposed to be. The discoloring on the pipes turning a little bit of like a gold could mean that it's maybe a little hot, or it's just simply the plating on the DMC pipes, which aren't the best. I'm just gonna play it safe. I'm gonna put the 30 in there when we get back to the shop, because that's what the company calls for, and I'll probably end up running 30s moving forward. I've never like not looked forward to riding a Banshee specifically for the first time, but today it's so fucking cold that it's like actually miserable. So make this fucking quick. My hat's gonna go flying. My forehead is fucking numb, dude. Damn, we got got the whole squad. Jesus Christ, don't arrest Santa, please.
Unfortunately, we gotta be the bad guys. Someone called. They're watching us.
I get it. You're doing your job.
I know it's not the crime of the century, but like if we say yeah, it's not a problem.
Yeah, then everybody's gonna do it. I don't ever ride like here.
No, I get it.
He was like, oh, it's private property. It's a good shit, man.
Should I put down Claus, Santa, or?
Yeah, put down Santa Claus. What's up?
You bore it out?
It's actually a stock motor.
What's a good phone number, Anthony?
Why, you gonna call me? Yeah, so this is how we're ending off the video. The police ain't having Santa today. We don't want no problems. So we out of here. Bike rips. It's gonna go to its new owner within the next couple of days. We're supposed to get a snowstorm. I wanted to rip it before we got the fucking snowstorm. It is what it is. I'm gonna definitely go back to the shop though and change the jetting on the Pilot Jet because that shit is turning gold. So that is that. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you subscribe and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Do me a favor, Anthony. Just get home safe, man.
Yeah, of course. Happy New Year.
Choirs will be singing Silent Night, Christmas carol by candlelight. Please come home for Christmas. Please come home for Christmas. If not for Christmas, by New Year's night. Friends and relations send salutations. Sure as the stars shine above. Oh, this is Christmas. Yes, Christmas, my dear. It's the time of year